Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We're the brother GMS camp out here in Phoenix, Arizona. You know, first and foremost, we would love to give all praise, glory, and honor. It's to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. Of course, I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders that have taught us the truth and rule well. You know, of course, we want to say shalom to the 144,000. We also want to say shalom to the speckled bird out there, even though you may look like the heathen, but are not the heathen. As we constantly tell you, this has nothing to do with outside appearance or skin tone or anything of the matter. I also want to say shalom to the Aqua and to the Akim out there. You know, something I was thinking about the other day was going into this and just thinking about it, that things that are coming down the pike. You know, we bring out Jeremiah 30 and verse 7 a lot, going into the time of Jacob's trouble. You know, we may go on, we going on the 2/3 and what's going to happen to them, but we also go into what's going to happen to the elect men, and women, things that we're going to go through. So, if the brother want to give me Jeremiah 30 and 7, Papa Kushal, let's start there.
It's Jeremiah 30 and 7. It says, alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
So once again, it's going to be the time of Jacob's trouble. That's the whole 12 tribes of Israel. It's going to be a time of trouble that we've never seen before. There's nothing that we can go to. There's nothing we can look at. Now, we can go into scripture and say things that's going to be happening during the time of Jacob's trouble, but it's going to be far and beyond that. The things that we can even fathom or even imagine that's about to happen, and we're going to be part of it. The little things that we're going to go through.
Right, and when it says that he shall be saved out of it, it doesn't necessarily mean that both sides when we are those men that we're not going to face any troubles or persecution. It means that at the end of the day, the elect are going to be victorious over all of that. He shall be redeemed. He shall have victory out of that, man. He's not going to be taken away with it. So the Lord's going to allow the elect to endure those times and to be saved out of it. That's what it means to be saved out of it. It doesn't mean that brothers can just live regular lives where everybody's,
going through
it, man. All brothers are going to go through it too. Scripture says that those that should have godly shall suffer persecution, man.
That's right.
And Most High will, we are those ones that are living godly or in accordance with the Most High's will, pleasing unto Him, man.
And also the brother gave me Zechariah 13 and 9 because that touches that too. The gold is tried in the fire. The brother give me that because at the end of the day, these are things like the brother saying that we're gonna go through things too. It's not gonna be just easy peasy, smooth sailing. We were saying earlier, it's easy to say this or that, but then going through it is a different situation.
A perfect example of that is Peter, because when the Lord told him that he was going to deny him, and what did Peter? Peter had a overconfidence in himself, man. Like, I'll never do that. No, I won't deny you. I won't deny you, but guess what happened, man?
He denied.
The Lord told you you're going to deny him, and that's what happened, man. So it's not like, and then of course that was why? Because that was all predetermined and predestined for him to do all that, man. For whatever reason the Lord had. And then when you read the scripture where he ultimately realized, that I did what the Lord said I was going to do. He felt like the bottom of the rock pile.
Yeah.
He probably felt like he was the bottom of the rock pile. And he probably felt bad, man. But we don't know what's going to happen. We can't say what's going to happen. The scripture talk about martyrs.
Yeah.
The scripture talk about that they shall throw some into prison 10 days. Where are those? That's all the troubles and persecution that he put upon the elect, man.
Yep.
So it's not going to be what they call a walk in the park, man. It's going to be exactly what it's called, Jacob's trouble. Go ahead.
So the brother gave me Zechariah 13 and 9, Papa Kushal.
Yeah, this is Zechariah 13:9. It says, I will bring the third part to the fire, and refine them as silver is refined. And I will try them as gold is tried.
So as it's saying, as it's going to try you as gold is tried. So anything about gold, what do you got to do? If you're going to purify or make necklace or whatever you're going to do with gold, what do you got to do? You got to heat it up.
Right.
You got to put the fire under it to see what it can handle, to cleanse it basically, and whatnot. Right. It has to go through something.
Yeah, and that's they do that to those precious metals to basically take out all the impurities.
Impurities come. So
that's where you get that shine from.
All the impurities are yanked out of it.
You can't get that shine unless you take out all the impurities out of it, man. That's where you get the shine of the silver, the shine of the gold. That's where the shine comes from. It comes from being put through the fire, so to speak, man. And that's how we're gonna get our shine. Being put through that fire, man.
So you know, at the end of the day, that, like I said, we're gonna be going through things too. If you give me Matthew, what is that? Matthew 24:12.
Right.
I mean, if the love of many would wax cold. See, when it is time too, the time of Jeremiah 37, the love of many is gonna wax cold. And even though that's gonna be other people, think about your family, even your own family. You know, your wives, your children. You know, your dad, your mom, whoever you may think that you're close to.
Yeah, you said even your own family. So let's start at verse 10. It says in Matthew 24:10, and they shall be many offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Exactly. So this is exactly what's about to happen. The love of many is going to wax cold. You know, it's going to get to that point where you can't trust nobody. Everybody's going to be at your throat. The brothers notice, like, you know, when this hit, you're going to have people. Matter of fact, can you give me Luke 21:16?
Right.
Baba Kushan?
This is Luke 21:16. And it says, and ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you they shall cause to be put to death.
There you go. You see what it first said? That some of you will be what? You'll be betrayed by family, by friends, people you thought that you was close to. And most of you may feel you're close to your father, you're close to your uncle, you're close to your mom, you're close to your siblings. You know, and there's brothers and sisters that, you know, there's brothers in the truth that are close to their families. But having that understanding that even them, they going to turn on you time of Jacob's trouble. Mm-hmm. These are all the things that Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah said, these are the things that you're going to go through. You're going to go through these things. You're going to be tested to see what you're made out of. Mm-hmm. Basically, I'm going to strip everything away from you to see what you really about. Because having that understanding, look what Yahweh Shai went through. Matter of fact, we were talking about it earlier, and I mentioned it. We're not no greater than our the master or the servant, Salakia. Was it John 13:16?
See here. This is John 13 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
It says, verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, either he that is sent greater than he that sent him.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, we're no greater than Yahweh Shai, meaning what? We're going to go through it too. He went through it, we're going to go through it. You know, now of course we're not going to go through it the way how he did it, because we can't do what he did. But at the end of the day, that does not mean that we're not going to go through nothing.
Yeah, and a clarification of that scripture is John 15 and 20. It says, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
And they're going to keep ours also because of all these videos we make. You think that Esau, these Edomites, these higher elites ain't listening to what we're saying? They're not listening to the videos that we put out? Oh, they hear it. Oh, they definitely hear it. And they're going to use this to say, well, you said this and you said that. Because the scriptures say what? We're going to be brought before governors and kings.
Right. What
do you think they're going to use against you?
Where do you think that going to prison 10 days is going to come from?
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a reason for that, man. You know, they're going to label the men of the Lord as domestic, you know, TRSTs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Roughly paraphrasing. Oh, where do you think that's going to come from? Because it's not like brothers out here committing crimes.
Mm-mm.
You know, that it's going to come from the unrighteous decrees that the 20 laws are going to be put forth, where the man's going to be offended for the word. That's where that put into prison 10 days is going to come from, man. You know, the brother getting put into concentration camp, brother's going to be put to the guillotine. We're going to speak about these things, man. This is all part of Jacob's trouble. It's all part of, like the brother brought out, you know, the goal of being tried in the fire.
That's right. Also, too, your brother give me John chapter 15 and verse 18, because like you were saying, this is going to be because of Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah, because of the fact that we preach and we give this 100% truth of Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah. We basically telling these that their kingdom is coming to an end. Their reign is coming to an end, plus things of what's going to happen to them. Mm-hmm. And Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah said what? They will hate. Go ahead.
This is John 15 and 18. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you.
Exactly. So we have to understand that the world hated Yahweh Shai before it hated us. And so we preach of Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai. We preach about what he's about to come and do. We give y'all 100% truth. We give it to each brother gets 100% truth when we do these videos too.
Right.
Understanding what we're about to come into. But this is nothing for you to be afraid of. Now, of course, you know, you're still human. Your flesh is going to get a little nervous when these things happen. But we still have Yahweh Hashem Shah because he said he would never leave or forsake us. What's that? In the book of Hebrews, what is that? Hebrews what? If I'll never leave you or forsake you? I want to say that's Hebrews, is that Hebrews 12? Or no, because I know one in Hebrews 12 and 4 goes in that we haven't suffered unto blood yet. I know that's one thing because that's something else that's gonna happen. You know, when it comes into the concentration camp, when it comes into, you know, being out here, the things that's gonna be happening, we ain't suffered unto blood yet. You know? But these are the things that are coming down the pipe, and there's a beautiful scripture to always go into. I always say, you know, if you ever get nervous and you're like, man, you ever get nervous, we'll probably get this too. Wisdom of Solomon, 3rd chapter, is a comforting scripture letting you know, even though you're going through these things, that Yahweh Hashem Shah is letting you know what's going to happen.
I can't find it.
Okay. Well, you know, matter of fact, give me Hebrews, what is that, 12 and 4. That you have not suffered unto blood since I mentioned it.
Hebrews 12 and 4, and it said, ye have not resisted unto blood, striving against sin.
Mm-hmm.
And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as children, my son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, or think when thou art rebuked of him.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, that what? We haven't resisted unto blood. We have not been to the point where push to the edge to resist unto blood, and we ain't went through nothing that had really basically tried your faith. You know, and that's one thing that's gonna happen. Our faith is gonna be tried. You know, and like the brother said at the beginning, you know, going back to Zechariah 13 and 8, that being saved out of it doesn't mean that you're just gonna walk into the kingdom, that you're just gonna be just clean and you're gonna walk on in. No, you're gonna go through some stuff.
That's all gonna be to build our faith and confidence. Because we're going to go through things, but we're going to see that the Lord is
with you,
is there with us, making a way, you know, and taking out certain situations, and all that's going to build our faith. This is Hebrews 10:32 in the NLT. It says, think back of those early days when you first learned about Mashiach. Remember how you remained faithful even though it meant terrible suffering. You know, so brothers go through this thing, man. Brothers go through things when there's truth. You know, they go through different sufferings and afflictions and things like that, but that's all to build up our faith. It says sometimes you're exposed to public ridicule and we're beaten. Hey, that's coming, man. We're exposed to public ridicule. Public ridicule is already put upon us. You know, brothers gonna get beat. It could be. You know, you don't know how far these militias, these troops are gonna go out here, man. And sometimes you help others who are suffering the same things. You suffered along with those who were thrown into jail. Because the apostles at that time, they went through all those things, man.
Yep.
They went through all those things. That was all to build up their faith. It says, and when all you own was taken from you, that's going to happen to us as well. You know, the scripture says that the former things are written for our learning. It says, you knew that there were better things waiting for you that will last forever. So do not throw away this confident trust in the Lord. Remember the great reward it brings you. You know, so that's the key right there to going all the things that we're going to go through, is to remember the reward that we're going to get for forsaking this world and for suffering persecution for Yahweh Shai's sake. You know, when the Lord told Paul he had a mission for him, he said he must suffer many things for my name's sake, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was he told Paul right before he even did anything. He said, he told him his fate, you're going to suffer many things for my name's sake.
Shipwreck, beaten?
You jacked, you know what I'm saying? Robbed by thieves, bandits, you know, all those things, man. You know, he was spoken badly about, you know, he's accused of things. Because he had a thorn in the side, an affliction of some sort, we don't know what it is. But he went through it, man. And he said, what did he say? He said, I have finished the course.
Yep.
And there's laid up for me a crown. You know, so that he remembered going through all those things. He remembered the reward, man. And that's the mind state of the spirit that you're gonna have in the days to come. Go ahead, bro.
You know, going back into that what's about to happen too, that thorn, you know, at the same time, now with this AI and all this new stuff that they have these days, they're gonna be saying we're saying this and saying that. Things that we didn't say, you know, they're going to show things that we didn't do, and then, you know, that's going to even be a persecution on that. It's going to have everybody hating and all of that on you and whatever. You're going to really feel the world turn on you. You're going to feel all of that.
And that AI, man, I was thinking about the other day because they're gonna use that to make it look like brothers did things they didn't do,
Con.
and to say things they didn't say.
True.
And also they can use it to they can go commit Esau himself can go commit a mass murderer, and if he put on TV, someone records it, puts it on TikTok or something like that, and what Esau can say, well, we didn't do that, that's AI.
Yep.
But they actually did that, you know what I'm saying?
True. Very true.
They can say, oh, well, no, that didn't happen, that was all AI. They can show a video of police killing babies and women and children. And they can say, well, that's AI video, that's not reality. Because this whole thing is a big old propaganda, man. You know, this whole AI is gonna be used for deception.
Yep.
And that's the whole purpose of it, man. That's the whole purpose of using it for deception. AI, artificial intelligence, man. They're gonna create artificial scenarios so they can persuade you either this way or that way, however they want you to go. Go ahead.
And you know the crazy thing about it, they're already doing it now, and most people on TikTok or different things, they're like, how do you know the difference between AI and reality?
Yeah.
It's hard to know.
And then videos, you can't even tell the
Yeah,
difference.
you can't tell the difference. Even to the point, we're going on something else, but even to the point, because it's going to lead back to what we're going into, this, even to the point where they have this new AI female that's basically taking over Hollywood. She looks like a real girl, but she's really not. She's AI generated. She looks like me and you just sitting here looking at each other. How?
Yeah, they can take they don't have to pay these Hollywood actors anymore. They can just make these AI what do you call it AI profiles of them and use it for their movies and make them do whatever they want, man.
Exactly. Same thing they're going to use against the prophets to say, well, like the brother was saying, yeah, oh, well, this man went out here and he killed babies. This man went out here and he did this. And have your face and have your voice and everything. They have our voice. They got it down to our facial expressions and everything. That's how a good AI can basically work. Make the people, mass people believe that you did something that you didn't do.
Well, I think it's that movie. I forgot what movie it is. One of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
Oh, Total Recall.
Yeah, well, they altered, they butchered up the video to make it look like he was shooting on a crowd of unarmed civilians with a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
In actuality, he didn't do that, you know. So he was put into persecution for that, man.
Exactly. So that's what's going to happen to the saints. A lot of things are going to happen to the saints where that persecution is really going to be heavy. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, the brother gave me Revelation, because you kind of touched it earlier, Revelation chapter 2, verse 10 down.
Let's get
push up. Oh, and that scripture was Hebrews 13 and verse 5, I believe. He'll never leave or forsake you.
Revelation 2 and 10?
Yes.
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried. That's that word tried again, man.
Mm-hmm.
And we brought out, you know, tried in the fire. That's how this is going to work in these last days, man. It says, ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful to death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
And what did you say that Paul said what he was looking at?
Yeah.
He was going through the trouble, but what was his mind at? His mind was on the crown that he was going to get. His mind wasn't on whatever he was going through. Not that he didn't feel it, not that he didn't, have emotion towards it, but his mind, his spirit and mind was really on the crown of what Yahweh Shemel Shah said. And we all know in the book of Numbers too that Yahweh Shemel Shah is not a man that he should lie. But also going to the scripture, it says, fear none of those things, because the devil's going to cast you into prison. Now, of course, we understand the devil's not talking about a spiritual creature, it's talking about actually a man that's going to throw brothers into prison, and these concentration camps that they're building nationwide. All these empty Walmarts and super, different places and off of land that you look out there, you drive and say, why is this big building out here? And it's got the military there, but it's only just them watching over it. What do you think them buildings are for?
Well, if you just drive down the freeway here in Arizona, you're going to see gigantic warehouses, man.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And all it needs is a few modifications of barbed wire and things of that nature to turn those places into prisons. But they're already set up, man, and they're right by the major freeway, so they can mass transport people,
yep.
To all those things. Well, since I brought out that scripture, I'm gonna get it out. This is 2 Timothy. I'll start at verse 4 and 7. 2 Timothy 4 and 7. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. And that fight that he fought was that was a motherfucker, man. That Paul went through, man. It says, henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me that day, not to me only, but to all them that also love also that love is a period.
So at the end of the day, you know, I can have the brothers that are gonna be beheaded, brothers that thrown to death. Guess what? You got that crown of life. I mean that crown waiting. Now there are and the scriptures are beautiful because it's not gonna be every single brother it's gonna be beheaded, because there's gonna be brothers that's gonna go through this, but at the same time get spiritual power. So you know when we talk about, we're gonna talk about both ends of it. You know, we talk about the persecution, but through that persecution, what is deliverance too? There's also at the same time, you know, spiritual power. Brothers gonna get spiritual power.
Yeah, they're gonna have all those Marvel comics. You know, when vocab alone, that's at that, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's that these guys think they're gonna throw tanks at the Hulk. We are.
Yeah.
You know, say the scripture talk about the book of Psalms that I'm gonna bend
Steel.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
Snap it.
jump over walls.
Yep.
What do you think that's about, man? You know, the brother said not there's gonna be brothers that I wish I said there shall be some that take that will not take
We're not
death.
taking
I'll
that
go ahead and get it.
Yeah, come.
So Mark 9:1, he said to them, verily I say unto you that there be some of them that stand here which shall not taste of death, because they may have seen the kingdom of Yahweh come with power. They're not gonna go through what we call a natural death, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're gonna endure it to that very time of the end when Yahweh Shai comes back, and they're gonna be brought up to the clouds and the chariots, and they're gonna be turned into a new creature.
Yeah, changing the blink of an eye.
Yeah, they're gonna be that what's it called, extraterrestrial form, man. You know, not the they're gonna be, the corruptible's gonna be
incorruptible,
man. They're gonna be that heavenly body. You know, it's gonna be a transformation, because these filthy rags that we have, they can't survive the trip up to upstairs, man.
And what we're in right now too is sinful.
Right.
And they can't go up in the chariot, and also not just because that we're not allowed to be in it because of flesh and blood, but also this what we have on is corruptible.
Yeah, because the flesh is weak, so how is it going to survive, you know, going through going through the heavens like that, man?
Exactly.
It can't. You know, there's even like, I guess when I think like meteors, when they go through Earth, they catch on fire, so we got to fix something happens to it because of the atmosphere change. You know, that's just saying, but there's going to be a spiritual transformation when the Lord comes and gather up his elect, man.
And you know, and that's another beautiful thing to think about too, to really think about, and you know, not say I want to say imagine, but yeah, you can imagine, like, man, none of us know which men are going to get it, but at the same time, we can hit Jeremiah 16:16, men that are out here on the highways and byways, right? What goes right back into the men getting spiritual power. There'll be those that are on the highways and byways that are fishermen now that are turning into those hunters, which goes right back into them spiritual powers.
Right, because the Lord said that thou will be my battle axe, weapon of war.
Yep.
And how is he going to do that? Because the Lord ain't going to give brothers M16s.
No.
You know, so how is the Lord going to turn brothers into battle axe and weapons of war? It's going to beat the spiritual powers, man.
That's right.
It only makes sense. The Lord's not going to sign you a M60 machine gun, man.
AR-15.
Yeah, AR-15, none of that, man.
No.
What did they say? The X-Men get mortals in your guns. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like that.
Well, so something like mortals in your guns.
It's going to be in a higher level.
Yeah, so these are the things that's going to come. So yes, you know, when persecution and all these things come, you know, at the end of the day, we're going to go through it too. But we have a grander outlook. And plus, too, when we go through these things, it's not for wickedness. And someone may ask that question, like, well, wait a minute, if I'm in a concentration camp and you in a concentration camp, don't that mean that you're wicked too because you got caught up? No.
No, that's just a revelation what we brought out, man. The 10 days.
The 10 days.
That's what that is. And you know what? The Lord can have it so that he destroys that whole concentration camp.
Yep.
So that brother destroys the whole concentration camp, man.
The brother's supposed to get his head chopped off, guillotine come down and shatters like glass, and the brother jump up, spiritual power, and destroy that whole place and the wicked inside of there.
And he just get up, he probably just stop at his neck, man.
You get up.
He just goes out and break the whole damn thing.
Yep.
You know, you start getting busy. You know what I'm saying? You start grabbing a light pole and swinging like a baseball bat, man. You don't know. You like said we imagine these things because, you know, our imagination goes so far. It's going to be much more greater, much more grander than what we're thinking.
Also, too, you know, and I was saying, too, like, you know, if, you know, brothers get a little nervous because in the flesh you know, like, man, I'm gonna be persecuted, I'm gonna be tortured, and all these things. Give me wisdom, Solomon, the 3rd chapter, Bible shop. Because that's a beautiful scripture too. Because you know, I understand too that sometimes there are certain brothers that might be feeling that kind of, not that they're going anywhere, but it's that, man, you know, just that flesh talking like, man, we're gonna be tortured and all this and that. And wisdom of Solomon goes into that.
But the Lord's gonna put a spirit on you, you know, and you ain't, it's gonna be like you're not gonna be like feeling the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Because the scriptures talk about how was it Samson that killed like 1,000 men with
jawbone of the ass.
I'm pretty sure the Lord put a spirit on that he didn't get tired, man.
Exactly.
He just kept on swinging. It was always full force, no exhaustion, man. You know, and David too. You know, the Lord gave him strength to kill thousands of 10,000. So you're gonna be in a different spirit, man. You're not gonna feel your age or your flesh. You're gonna be because every time there was a great act of a man of the Lord in the scriptures that said, "Did the spirit of the Lord came upon him." And then he did that great act.
Exactly.
So that's what's going to happen in those things, man. The Spirit of the Lord is going to come upon brothers, and they're going to move with the Spirit.
That's right.
That's what's going to accomplish these mighty things. But I'll get this for you, Wisdom of Solomon 3:1. It says, "But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh, and there shall no torment touch them."
You see that? No torment touched them. Go ahead.
It says, "In the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken from misery." And every time I read this scripture, I think about Stephen when he stoned, man.
Mm-hmm.
When he was stoned, you know, he wasn't feeling the stones. He was just looking at the vision that appeared before him in the heavens, man. You know, Yahweh Shai up there. You know, he was in a whole different. They probably rocks, you know, hit him in the head, the body. He wasn't even none of it. He was just looking at. He was fully in the spirit.
Yep.
He was looking at that, man. He didn't feel no torment. He didn't feel no rocks breaking his bones. None of that.
None of that. And that's beautiful to think about in that situation that he didn't feel anything. Mm-hmm. That Yahweh Shai just numbed. I mean, just basically had him he was there looking at Yahweh Shai, and that's beautiful that he didn't feel nothing. You know, he probably rocked every now and again, and he was being pummeled. But the scriptures say to everybody else.
Right.
So when whoever's watching, it looks horrific.
Yeah, the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
And
the departure is taken from misery. Man, that dude went out
bad.
Horrible death.
Yep.
It says, "And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace."
In peace, like going back to what I said about Stephen. He was what? He went away in peace.
It says, "But though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality.
Mm-hmm.
And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh approved them."
And it's like in that little chastisement is what? Going through it. Mm-hmm. Going through that gate, going through Zechariah 13:9, that going through that fire.
And it says that Yahweh approved them, so that was a whole testing right there. The purification process, the purging, the chastisement. That's all the things that brothers go through. It says, "For Yahweh approved them and found them worthy for himself." And then once again it speaks about the gold. "As gold in the furnace had he tried them." You know, we brought out the scripture already, man, the precept that goes with that. "And received them as a burnt offering. And at the time of their visitation they shall shine." We talked about that as well, man.
Yep.
How gold in order for gold to shine, they got to get rid of all those impurities. It says, "And run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and the Lord shall reign forever."
Yep.
"They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he has care for his elect. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord."
So that tells you what's going to happen for the elect. Even though they're going to go through things, they're going to be good. And it also goes into what's going to happen to the 2/3 of Israel. You know, you being destroyed. And y'all going to feel it.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day. You know, and the reason why I like to go over this is because this is one of them topics that, you know, also too, that lets us know that, yeah, we're going to go through some things too. And, you know, our Kim brothers know already. But we also have newcomers that come in and explain, hey, these are things that are about to take place. To have these understanding, this is part of the battle.
Right.
You know?
This is the persecution, man. Brothers been lately talking about Jacob's trouble, man. A lot of brothers make a lot of videos about Jacob's trouble. Because we're basically there already, man.
If you don't mind me giving Hebrews 13:5, that I believe that's it, where it says Yahweh shall never leave or forsake. Because the reason I like this scripture, love the scripture too, love all scriptures, that because it's letting you know that even though whatever you go through, Yahweh Bashim Shai is with you even now. Before the persecution, every day we get up, every day we go to work, come from work, whatever we're doing throughout the day, you know, Yahweh Bashim Shai has that hedge of angels with you too all the time. At the same time, meaning what? That he loves you at the end of the day.
Yeah, this is a Hebrews chapter 5. It said, let your conversation, and that conversation goes into like your conduct. It says, be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he has said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee.
Mm-hmm.
So let me keep on going.
Was that it or was more?
That's more.
Go ahead.
It says, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper. And I will not fear what man shall do unto me.
So going right back into it, Yahweh Bashim Shai will never leave you. We also say that the Lord is our helper, because at the same time, we know it's not of us.
Right.
We know it's not of us, you know, the things that happen. It's of Yahweh Bashim Shai at the end of the day. And you know, we, like I said, in Numbers 23rd chapter, we know that Yahweh Bashim Shai is not a man that he shall lie. We all understand, or the elect men understand, that Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to give his men that reward, and we greatly want that reward. We greatly want to get up out of here. But to get out of here, we know we got to go through it. To say.
Right.
Did you have any precepts? No.
Good, bro.
Well, you know, I'm going to say this. I hope y'all was edified. You know, I want to give this all praise, glory, and honor. It's to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, and Kakadash. I want to say Shalom.
Shalom.